Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time. By my recollection, over 1 year and approximately 4 months since I last uploaded a video to the channel. It has been quite a journey, and I certainly do want to get back into this. I'm going to talk a little bit about what has happened over that time, things I want to do in getting back to the channel, and how I want to start back out and getting content out to you all, and what it will likely cover. So, without further ado, wow, I can totally English at 2 in the morning. I can totally English. Let's get this show on the road. And a quick note for those just tuning in. The gameplay is completely secondary to this discussion, and apologies to those who hate very shrilly, high-pitched Japanese voice actresses going off on things they can't understand. Apologies. I recorded this about like half a year ago, and the whole bunch of things happened, and it just never went anywhere. And unfortunately, I had it set to one of the high school fleet voice lines, and the replay system in World of Warships prevents me from going back and actually changing that. Because, you know, major updates and even some small updates will break replay files. It makes sense. It's just one of those really annoying things about the game that you just kind of get used to. Anyway, it's been a year and 4 months. A lot of things have happened, and some of them made me fall off the horse in a metaphorical sense anyway. I didn't fall off one literally. I know that that's kind of a weird Americanism that maybe some people in Europe don't understand, and most certainly not in China or some of the other places where my viewers might tune in from. Yeah, I fell off from the YouTube bandwagon, partly because I wanted to make better content. I came up with a plan, and that plan failed. And, well, let's be honest. Between life and all these other things, it made me stumble, and, well, let's just put it this way. 1 week became 2, which became 4, which became the full break that you saw on the channel. It isn't all that different than when you get comprehensively spanked in one of these games, just like that Minotaur. You just saw me, well, not me in the current state, but past me, comprehensively spank because he was sailing broadside. It's the same idea, just played out in one's mind and not necessarily caused by anyone directly acting upon you like it might in one of these online arena games. Now, I want to get back into this, and that's because part of it's getting the motivation. You know, I've been watching a friend get back into streaming like really hard on Twitch, and it's just made me just sit back and go, you know, I want to do this. This was something I put out all that time previously to do, and I still want to do it. Now, certainly, some of the motivations I had going into it in the beginning, where it set up all of these informational things as to help players get better at these games. Well, some of that is still there. However, I just kind of want to focus on things that, you know, they interest me, or they're aspects of certain parts of a game that I feel aren't covered as adequately. Other times it's just me wanting to have fun. And that was the big thing. I think that was the big reason why it took me so long to want to come back to it. It was, I made myself work on it, and not like, oh, work to get better, working at it, just work. Anyone who's been busy in an office space knows exactly what I'm talking about. I made it that way, and I don't want it to be that way. I don't want it to be that type of grindy feeling. We all do enough work at the grindstone. We don't need our hobbies to be that way as well. And that's going to be something I'm going to be personally working towards making happen as I reboot the channel and as I reinvigorate that content going forward. It's going to mainly focus on games I'm playing. It's not going to be anything different than what you've seen. There may be some new inclusions from previous. You're definitely still going to see a pretty large component of World of Warships. You're still going to see your War Thunder content. So if you were here for that stuff, it's still going to be there. It's still going to be there. I may just start adding things, like Escape from Tarkov, occasional bits like that. I might dabble in the occasional bit from World of Tanks if I can actually motivate myself to go play that meta on the North American server. Lovely meta, by the way. Absolutely lovely. And I will knock on wood because I'm being sarcastic. And I don't really want to tempt the ire of RNGesus. Very fickle person, by the way. Very fickle. That's probably why the Serb has so much money, now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, my conspiracy theories aside, what does that mean for content on the channel? That means that I am going to be putting, probably about 2 or 3 gaming videos per week for the moment. Time being time, that is what I have time to do. I am probably also going to be putting up maybe one kind of vlogish style video a week, kind of like what you're seeing right now. And the content from that might be a weekly rant about things I've seen in the game, or not one game in particular, but a specific game or many different games. It could also be a weekend rant for whatever reason, whether it be gaming, life, whatever have you. It could just be a weekly story session where I go over things that were interesting. I may even do some vlog type stuff. That's also on the table. And there's an opportunity coming up in this next week, specifically the next weekend, where I get to go down and basically, I for the first time in years, I can be an attendee at a local anime convention instead of staffing them. So that's another big change, and I'll go over that in a minute here. And do some photography, do some videography, food journeys. The food around the area I'm going is actually quite good. I'm kind of tempted to go to this German beer garden that's kind of popped up in the nearby. I've been craving some good Germanic beer. I'm kind of curious if they got the stuff I'm looking for. Anyway, I guess I go back to it. Some big changes that have happened in the last, want to say 6 months, is that I decided to take leave of doing my convention organizing as a hobby. You'd be surprised what doing a full-time job, actually greater than a full-time job, does. Let me back that up. Doing a greater than a full-time job on the side does to your ability to do anything else that you might want to do in your life. You'd be surprised. Done it. I don't regret having done it, but after 11 years, I think it's time that I can pass the torch to other members of the staff and start looking at what types of stories I want to tell. And with that extra time that I've got, I can put towards, playing games, seeing friends, going on vacation, and of course, telling the story on YouTube. Hey, I'm back. Be kinda shitty of a return if I'm not actually back, right? You can give me that one, right? So, one of those things that's come up along the way is it's kind of related to why this particular replay took 6 months to get going. Well, I guess it isn't why it took 6 months to get this replay up, but it's why, it took long enough for me to I'm really saying this wrong because it is like 2:30 in the morning. It's that this particular thing that I've kind of developed along the way is it lasted for like 3 weeks, and what I'm talking about here is a very nasty bout of gout. It's fun. Now that you might sit back and go, oh, gout, blah 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 blah, you have issues standing. Well, that's one way to look at it, but one of the most comfortable ways I can actually, well, at the time, that one of the best ways I could actually sit and record was actually aggravating that wonderful, wonderful condition there, and it puts wonderful pressure on all of those wonderful joints that were affected by the gout. Fun times, right? Fun times. Yeah, and that bout, it's the first time I ever had it. Just before New Year's. Wonderful way to kick in that slip into the new year, right? Wonderful way. Wouldn't have it any other way, right? Right? Please see my dry sarcasm. Wouldn't have had it any other way. That it lasted for 3 fucking weeks of me hobbling around, having a hard time even taking stairs. Hell, level ground was at times hard to negotiate. I'm just thankful it didn't really mess with my right foot all that much. It was pretty much localized all in the left leg. Oh, fun times. Man, driving would have sucked. Absolutely sucked if it had been in the other leg. Anyway, that stuff happened. There was some other family things along the way. But, that's the past. Now's the present. And we look forward to the future. And I hope that you will forgive the wonderful absence that I've had. Some of the reasons behind it might seem a little odd to you, but, that's just the nature of falling off the horse. You keep looking for reasons to not get back on it. Now that I have reasons to get back on it, I want to do better. Yeah, you're going to be seeing videos pop up moving forward. You're going to be seeing more branding changes happen in the near future. I've got some ideas about character design, trying to separate the image of the channel from Concole as much as possible. Not for any particular reason, but, just because I have that sudden urge to do it. Now, no timeline on that just yet. There may be some big life things that happen in the next couple months. Not 100% sure on those yet. I will enumerate on those if and when they do if and or when they do happen. I hope I said that right. So do look forward to that. I will be posting a lot more regularly, as I said earlier on in the video. Please make certain that you are still subscribed if you want to be. Hit that bell. Give this video a like. Let me know how things have been with you in the comments. I've been so removed. I do want to get back to it, and we're gonna figure this out. We're going to get this out. Get this out. Get these videos out. Be covering more or less what you expect, and hopefully a little bit more. So make certain to stay on tune with the channel over on Facebook. I would love to say go check out the Google Plus community like I used to, but thank you, Google. You killed that. You killed that brutally. And I never really dealt much with stuff on Twitter all that much, so I'm not going to point you guys there. Anyway, thank you for listening to this returning YouTuber's wonderful ramblings at 2 in the morning, now 2:40 in the morning, whatever it is. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you will have a wonderful day and keep having wonderful days. I hope to see you around the channel, and I wish you the best of luck in your games. Until then, have a nice day.